Hello people of the internet, this is Lee and today I am reviewing issue number 7 of Secret Avengers. This is the latest incarnation of Secret Avengers. It's written by Alice Cott with art by Michael Walsh. It's an ongoing series that I actually got into because I'm a fan of Matt Fraction's Hawkeye, and Hawkeye is part of this ensemble. Also a part of this ensemble is Maria Hill, who is, their boss lady. Black Widow, Spider-Woman, Phil Coulson, Nick Fury, and I think there's a couple of other characters, but I'm calling them the core group. They get first billing. So it's a pretty interesting book so far in general. I've really enjoyed the story so far. I like that the female characters are very strong and capable. Hawkeye is kind of his usual bumbling self, but there's a friendship that's growing between Black Widow and Spider-Woman it's nice to see. They have a casual relationship as well as being superhero ladies together. So for people who maybe want a stronger female lead going on in their comic books, I think this is definitely one that you should pick up. Now in issue 7, as you can see from the cover, Deadpool is front and center. And because of that, the story with our female characters, or really any of our other characters that aren't Hawkeye-driven or Deadpool-driven panels, aren't really happening in this issue. It's very much just a Deadpool issue. And so if you're a fan of Deadpool, awesome. I think you'll really enjoy it. If you're not a fan of Deadpool, or you just don't really you haven't had a lot of exposure to Deadpool, I fall into that category. It may not be your favorite issue in the series so far. I didn't think it was the strongest issue. For those who maybe aren't aware, Deadpool has a tendency to break the fourth wall and talk directly to the audience. So in this book he was doing that. He was also having a banter back and forth with the author, which was sort of fun. But the author also has a tendency to put notes through the book, so it felt like there was just a lot going on as far as explaining, but not so much as far as moving the story forward. So I wasn't the biggest fan of that aspect. Also, as I've mentioned before with Marvel books, there's a tendency to have a synopsis explaining everything that's gone on before. Sometimes this can be incredibly helpful, especially when there's a lot of story going on, and this is a book where there has been a lot of story going on. But this synopsis may take a couple of readings to make sense. I found myself going cross-eyed in the second paragraph. Like I said, there's a lot going on, so it's just a very convoluted story when you're trying. It's like anything. I mean, try to explain anything you really love to a friend in as few sentences as possible, and you'll find out that you can't, that it sounds convoluted and weird. I've tried explaining to Saga to people, and sometimes it works, sometimes it really just doesn't. So I think that's the issue with what happened there, is just it was trying to give us as detailed as it can be in a few paragraphs, synopsis of what's happened up until this point with a lot of characters mentioned, and so just comes across as really very convoluted. The story itself is not convoluted though, but as I mentioned before, a lot of explaining, not a lot of story. If you like Deadpool, you'll be charmed by him. Hawkeye is prominently featured, but he's really just sitting there while Deadpool is conversing with Alice Cott. So, fangirl in me goes, yay, Hawkeye! And then, oh, Hawkeye's not really doing anything but sitting there tied to a chair. Some fangirls might really dig the whole tied to a chair thing. I'd rather he be interacting with people, but it is what it is. So overall, story is still good, the art is still good. This is simpler art than some that I've raved about, but Hawkeye still has a very similar feel to what Matt Fraction has created with his character, so I like that. I like the relationships between some of the characters. Phil Coulson and Nick Fury in previous issues, they work very well together. They're friendly. It's a good relationship. Similarly, between Black Widow and Spider-Woman, they have a good relationship going on there. People essentially just... Hawkeye doesn't really fit into those dynamics. He's just kind of the bumbling idiot who kind of fell into being a Secret Avenger. So that is what that is. This particular issue, issue 7, is not the strongest in the series. I have a feeling, though, that it'll definitely be bridging between issue 6 and 8. So even though it's not the best read, it's still necessary to the series. Because there is some story going on, some setup, but that's really all it is. It's setup, it's explaining, it's not a lot of action, it's not a lot of story. So that's what you're getting with this particular issue of Secret Avengers. If there's anything else you would like me to review, please let me know in the comments. I'm working towards... I've got a request for graphic novels, so I'll be bringing that to you guys soon. And also, if you can like and subscribe to my channel, I appreciate that very much. In the meantime, you have a great day. Bye.